I would also remind you that next week on Easter Sunday, the offering will include the receipt of that for 1 great hour of sharing, a long time offering of not only the Presbyterians but other denominations throughout the United States. The 1 great hour of sharing is used for 3 purposes. One is the relief of hunger. The other is for the self-development of people, grants and such things to help businesses get off the ground, small businesses that can improve the lives of others, partly that philosophy of rather giving fish, teach people to fish. And the other goes to Presbyterian disaster assistance, which in effect gives them a fund with which they can immediately go into places of natural and human disaster and before the offerings are even collected for those special appeals. So please plan on giving generously to 1 great hour of sharing next week, as well as your regular tithes and morning offerings. For Holy Week, we will be gathering here in the Great Hall at 6 o'clock on Thursday evening for the Maundy Thursday service. There will be a light supper of soup and crackers, donations accepted because the Open Door will be providing us that supper. The service will be Holy Communion as well as a tenebrae, a service of shadows where candles are extinguished as we read the events of the rest of the evening of that Thursday. On Good Friday at noon, a prayer service will be held here in the sanctuary under the direction of Judith Shelton and members of the worship committee for about an hour. Come in here for a time of meditation, for reading and contemplation of the sacrifice of our Lord. And a bit about today's service. For many of you, this may be a different experience of Palm Sunday than you've had before. For those of you who have maybe been in other churches previously, it may be familiar. This service today will tell the entire story of Holy Week. We will begin with the triumphal entry into Jerusalem and the shouts of Hosanna. Coming through the gates of Jerusalem is a sign to all people of that time that indeed the Messiah had come and identified Jesus as the Messiah. So great rejoicing as people strew the pathway with palms and with their garments. But as we know, the rejoicing was short-lived. The intensity of the week, the stories of betrayal, of desertion, of denial, will continue, and we will hear the story of the crucifixion of our Lord as the service continues today. There's a pastoral purpose for this. Frankly, many of us will probably not be in worship on Maundy, Thursday, or Good Friday, and it's to avoid that jump from parade to resurrection without coming to terms with what the full story is. So, my friends, let us now prepare for the triumphal entry of our Lord into Jerusalem and a remembering of the events of that entire week.